Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Opening the Door, episode number 22. Give me just 1 second while this refreshes so I can pause and make it mute. And it is. That's all we needed to know right there. Awesome. So, howdy, everybody. We apologize in advance. We know there's an echo. Do not talk about it. Keep your mouth shut. We know it's in here. We tried it. We can't fix it. We apologize.
We spent like 30 minutes trying to fix
Yeah.
this echo, and it's just not doing nothing.
Blame it on the StreamYard service. Even though we like it, we use it. Thank you. There's technical difficulties. Let it go. So anyway, welcome everybody.
It's gone. It's in the past.
Yeah. It's a Thursday. You all know what time it is. It's opening the door. And welcome everybody who's in here. We got 15 watching. Everyone, please give this video a thumbs up. Tonight we've got a good guest. And if you don't know who he is, again, you've been sitting underneath the rock because this is a guy. He's changed the bearding content creating game. He did a long time ago. I say about a year ago, I was like, I don't know who he is. I saw him. He's now, in my opinion, a leader in the bearded community. He's made a big stamp in the community. A great guy. He's always doing good charity. A great Christian. Tyson from Faithfully Bearded, everybody.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me on, Scott. I think it's awesome opportunity to come. Actually, this is like my first time on your channel, I believe. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to see everybody in the comments and just talk about whatever it is that comes up on topic, or if anybody has any questions or anything. But yeah, we know there's an echo. We can't figure it out. We've spent a half an hour trying to figure it out.
Let's try that. Still doing the same thing. So it's not on our end. It has to be coming from the broadcast itself. Apologize once again. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this out of the way right now because I know that's what everybody's been wanting to see. How's Tyson going to react if you don't know what I'm talking about? I'll just say it. A moron made a rant hype up for a week. Yeah, I said moron. As I look
the way you say it, just man. Okay.
Hey,
I'm good.
I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I don't. You all know that. A moron. M-O-R-O-N. At least I'm not respectful enough to spell your own name out. We'll just say that. A moron had to hype up a 15-minute of fame video to talk about things that have happened in the past in the bearding community that we needed to get away from. Hey, look at that, you guys. The echo went away. You see what happens? When old Scott comes out, that's what happens. Things work. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny how that works? Back to the task at hand. A rant video come out that, in my opinion, you should have actually put the release of your company and made a bigger splash than me sitting on a toilet and getting smarter by doing my thing than listening to what you had to say. And caused a lot of controversy and unnecessary, stupid drama in our bearded community that you all have come to be a part of, and that's why you're here. So he ran his mouth, and apparently he is continuing to spread crap. It's funny how private chats get out, isn't it? It's really cool, Tyson. Private chats come out pretty quickly. They do. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If you're going to bash people in a private chat, be a man, say it to their face or on camera. How's that for you? So let's just say it. That video wastes my time. How about I could have had more fun taking a dump and being constipated. Honestly, Matt the Sports Beard. That would have been more fun. Yeah.
Constipation's a real joke.
And see, the echo just came back. I see that's terrorism right there. That's what happens. So one person got to speak their mind on two sides to every story, so to say. And Tyson, the floor is yours.
Hang on, Aubrey just got out of the shower, so she's coming.
Okay.
Hey, I'm on a live stream. All right. The type of person I am, I mean, that whatever happened was, it's in the past. And I don't really have anything that benefits anybody to hear or say. And I think the best thing that anybody can do in situations like this is just put one foot in front of in front of the other, move forward, because that's what we have to do in everyday life. And I got a lot of big things focusing on with the channel, and I think with the things coming up with holiday season, Thanksgiving, Halloween, fall, what we've been through in 2020, I think the more important side of things is that we all move forward, and we move forward as a community and as a group of bearded men. And I think that where everybody's biggest focus should be on right now is No Shave November, and where you can grab people that maybe you work with or family members and get them talked into growing a beard, because the 1 month a year that people that don't want to grow a beard are going to grow a beard is November, because they have the reason, they have the excuse to do it, whether they don't want to do it because it doesn't look as professional or work. They're willing to do it for no Shave November. So this is the opportunity where we should all be focused on getting people into the community, bring new blood in by getting our brothers that we work with in our everyday life, our family members, to grow a beard. And then you have all month long to share your beard knowledge, your favorite YouTubers' beard knowledge, your beard products, your favorite beard YouTubers' products, and get those people to, I mean, we have two goals with it, right? Get them to start growing a beard, and by the end of the month, get them to continue growing the beard and not shave it off. So those are where everybody's mindset needs to continue to be right now, going forward. That's all I really want to talk about with that.
That's all he's got to say about that. Anyway, Jenny and me was best friends all the way up through high school. Anyway, I was watching a movie in my head there. Also, talking about No Shave November, it all has other important things to be focused on. Get yourself checked out for the health and everything, because that's another reason why No Shave November was actually started. I don't know all the details, but I know that was one of them. Get your health checked out, gentlemen, because I can honestly say I have not been very healthy, and I'm going to get yelled at by my doctor next week, and I already know it. So I'm ready to take the vocal butt whipping. I know it's coming. Because I haven't lost any of the weight that I was trying to, and it's my own fault. David, Bearded Motivation, I had this chat today. So let's officially start opening the door. Now that the trash has been taken out, no more of it. Got it? Do you got it? I hope you do. So anyway, how you been? How the heck have you been? How has your dumpster fire 2020 been here?
Man, 2020 has been a roller coaster of a year, right? I mean, I think we're all so eager and so easy to say that 2020 has been a dumpster fire, and I tend to agree with that. I think it's been crazy, but there's been so many good things that come out of 2020, and that's kind of where I want to try to finish with the year and going forward. If we focus on the negatives, I mean, yeah, C-19 happened. A lot of people lost their jobs. We've all lost money. I got divorced, had to deal with Aubrey, the 24/7 father-parent thing. When daycare is closed and school is closed, it wears you out. But I think, when we look at the positive side of things and what comes out of 2020 is, I think we're all stronger men or women, or we're all stronger humans because we went through this. We got through it. We're getting through it. I think we learned a little bit about finances. Maybe we couldn't buy as much beard product, or we all were in some sort of financial impact because of this. So I think, rolling over into a new year, things don't change just because the calendar flips over. I tell my team that all the time, as like, just because it's going to be November 1st next Sunday, it doesn't mean anything's changed. The only thing that changes is the calendar. We still have the same goals, the same numbers, the same things that we want to hit. We just have a clean slate to do it. So I think, when you talk about New Year's resolutions and all that stuff, it's the same situation, but there's been so much positive that has come out of this. I think for those people like myself that are doing more work from home, I think it's gotten people to realize that you can accomplish the same tasks by being able to work from home, and in a lot of areas. I think we're all a little bit more self-conscious about our cleanliness as human beings. And I mean, if you don't think so, I think the hand sanitizer companies would probably beg to differ, because most people are actually using hand sanitizer and washing their hands more often. On the beard side of it, we've seen companies be able to take the time and put out some amazing beard products that we're all benefiting from. There's been some really good companies that have launched this year, and some ones that I'm super proud of. And when you think about Faithfully Bearded as a channel, it's grown this year, despite how many people want to try to not let it grow. It's growing, and we keep moving forward, one foot in front of the other. And we got David on board now, and we've done the Titan series. We got the Beardies coming up. We got another Titan series coming. We got a huge charity live stream tomorrow night with Detroit Grooming. So a lot of cool things that can come out of a bad situation. It just depends all on your mindset and how you want to look at it. I don't think anybody's sitting here saying, poor piddly me, 2020 got us. I think everybody's looking at what came out of 2020 and how it kind of shapes the world going forward.
Very true. Very well said. I didn't want to interrupt you by anything what you just said there. I think that everybody watching this live stream, I think it should be your number one resolution, because I know we all do the weight loss resolutions and stuff, make the better me. No, you need to make 2021 1 million times better than Dumpster Fire 2020. That's what you need to do. However, whatever that work tends on being, do it. And if that means, I take my question. I take my question again. Can I be a member? Can I be a member? With all companies ship overseas? I'd have to ask Tyson that question.
Yeah, Steven, you're basically asking if you're a member of the Faithfully Bearded YouTube channel, if your free oil would get shipped overseas. We could do something with the free oil. The shirt, I don't think, unfortunately, could be shipped overseas, but we could do something with the oil for sure. Okay.
Yes, I honestly, I do think that we all need to focus on, in the new year, making the 2021 1 million times better than 2020. But you're right, though. As much as this has been a cluster for everybody, it's up to us. We gotta persevere. And this is a bad analogy. Listen to. I know this it'll be off-putting for a lot of music fans. I'm a big fan of the hardcore band Hatebreed. Listen to some of the lyrics that their singer says. They're uplifting. Perseverance. He has a song called Perseverance. And the guy yells and hollers and hoots and whatever. His lyrics are deep. Go listen to some Hatebreed lyrics, or even look at them on the internet. That'd be later. Get yourselves motivated. That's what I'm trying to get at. So I want to get to know. Yes, everybody, please hit the thumbs up for Tyson, for Faithfully Bearded. Not for me, for that guy right there. So I want to get to know you, because I've been fortunate enough that we have each other's phone numbers, and we talk a little bit more on what we have been here lately, and I'm thankful for that, because last year Tyson was actually the first and one of the few who reached out to me when Mandy had her female surgery, and it was a scary situation. It was. And yes, that is a Dixon flannel he's wearing. I've seen that comment. That is an awesome breast cancer awareness Dixon flannel. I really like it. He's touching his nipple, just so you guys know. He's not touching the Dixon logo.
Yeah, save the tatas. That's what we're all about.
Yeah. But yes, that is a Dixon flannel, and I absolutely love Dixon flannels. They are expensive, but they're worth every penny. But last year, Tyson was respectful enough. He reached out to me and he checked in on me and Mandy. He actually hosted a live stream for me, which was awesome. And I don't know if I ever told you, but I appreciated you doing that. That was really awesome. And he's done a lot of community work, jumping out of a freaking plane. I mean, I don't think we have to even go any further than that. I mean, you've done all kinds of stuff for the community. He helps out companies now. And I want to get to know you more because as people have told, and that people that they just, people asking questions about people and not digging for negativity. They're just like, what do you think of this guy? Have you talked to him? People have asked me, they say Tyson's a little bit on the mysterious side. I'm like, he's a beast. He's a beast, whether you see it or not. Tell me about, because I don't know if you don't want to go into this. Tell me about your family. The only family I know is your daughter. I'm going to keep in mind, what we keep on. Most of us, for the most part, we don't put our loved ones on camera. I choose not to put my girls on camera. That just because. And I know they're watching, the baby mamas, they don't like that, and I respect that. So I don't do that. Tell me about, if you want to talk about your family, because I don't know. Or was Mandy actually asked me that? Or have you been in South Dakota your whole life, or did you move there recently or in the years or so?
No, I was born and raised in South Dakota. I've lived throughout pretty much the entire state because I'm kind of, when I started working the job that I have now, it was kind of just like, oh, you want me to move here? Cool, I'm game, let's go. Anything to kind of just advance and keep moving forward has really always been my mindset with things. But, my parents got divorced when I was young, so I grew up in, between mother, father, them remarrying and doing all that stuff. And between all that, a broken home on my mom's side where she was trying to go to nursing school and raise 3 kids. Couldn't stay away from who is now my stepdad, and they broke up. We'd move, they'd get back together, we'd move back in, back and forth. And I was a troublemaker, little boy, I was a real troublemaker, little kid. And always outside. I think any of us that were born in the 80s, we grew up playing outside, like finding sticks to poke people with and doing stupid things on our bicycles, getting into any trouble we can get in outside. And when the lights came on in the streets, you came home. And that's typically how I grew up. Me and buddies would go play in the mud. We'd go jump our bikes over the river. We'd make bows and arrows with sticks, and we would do a whole bunch of stupid things. And as I got older, my sister taught me certain things like shoplifting, and so I turned into a thief. At 9 years old, I turned into a thief. I got busted, and I went to jail at 9, like juvenile jail, I guess. And they basically, I remember my mom always telling me if I ever got in trouble, don't call her. So I didn't. I called my dad, and my dad was the guy that, he didn't care what was going on. He wasn't really there and engaged in being a father at that time in his life. And so I called him. He came, picked me up, and took me to my mom. So I was like, "Oh, yay, thanks, Dad." And you turned me over to the beast. I should have just called her myself, but I was afraid of staying in jail, and that moment changed my life. It went from being a normal little boy to now all eyes are on me because I broke trust. I was no longer trusted by my parents. I was no longer trusted basically in life, and my mom couldn't do it. She couldn't worry about having a thief at home and trying to raise 3 kids, work a full-time job, and go to nursing school. So she basically sent me back to my hometown to farm with old school Germans. And so I spent the next 5 years farming 24/7. But with that, you learn so many amazing things. When it was time to take my driver's test, I passed it instantly at 14 years old because I've been driving for 4 years already on the farm. It was normal stuff for me as my friends were getting in car wrecks and trying to figure out how to drive, that was something where I was already experienced at. And so when in the summertime I was farming, wintertime I was going to school, and then my mom enrolled me in Taekwondo to try to learn me some respect. All things that I did not like doing at the time of doing them, but taught me amazing work ethic, taught me things like, my mom always told me, if you want to drive at 14 years old, you have to buy your own vehicle. So it taught me that I need to start working and saving money and buying things that I want for myself. Don't expect handouts. The farming thing taught me work ethic. You were sun up to sundown farming. You had animals that relied on you and crops that needed cut and hay that needed baled, and that was how you made your money. So if you wanted to be lazy and check out at 5 o'clock every night, you were giving up money on your own self. So grew up doing those types of things. Got my black belt in Taekwondo, and then decided I didn't have time for that anymore because I was working full time and going to high school. I was always the quiet kid that I'm an introvert. I was never outspoken. So I was the quiet kid. I was fat. I was big. I was a big kid, and I grew up getting made fun of. I grew up not being in the popular kid class. Hanging out in the popular kids group, and that was pretty much throughout my whole, elementary, middle school, beginning of high school. Never really had any interest from girls, or, I was awful at making friends. And that's something that still hangs out with me today. I still have trouble making and keeping friends because I'm so introverted. You get the people that are close to you, and that's good. You don't need a million friends. I'd rather have, $100 bill than 100 pennies, or a million pennies, or 1,000 pennies, whatever that phrase comes out to. The $1 bill compared to 100 pennies. All you need is a few close people in your life that are gonna support you and have your back, and life can be great. But and then in high school, that was it. It was like I had a friend that kind of lived down the street from me that was the same situation as me. He was an introvert. We hit it off in a friendship type of thing, but he also had a friend that was in the popular kids group, right? So we kind of snuck ourselves into the popular kid group. And what was a popular kid group doing in high school? They were smoking, they were drinking, they were partying, getting into trouble. And so I got wrapped up in that. In my junior year of high school, I had more missed attendance than I had attended classes in school. Almost failed junior year of high school, and then pulled it together for my senior year, and then that's it. I got in so much trouble in junior year of high school. I got in a fist fight with my stepdad. I was going to work drunk. I was driving drunk, and I have all that to look back on and thank God that he was there with me through that, because I could have killed somebody. I could have killed myself. I could have killed anybody else driving drunk and stuff like that, and I could have gotten a lot of trouble showing up to school drunk and going to work drunk. But I stayed clear of all of that stuff. Got in a fist fight with my stepdad. He kicked me out of my house. I went and lived with my dad. And it was one of the coolest and worst experiences of my life for that, because at the time, I could do whatever I want. My dad didn't care. I could come home, come and go as I wanted. I was 16 years old, had life made. I was working, had enough money to do what I wanted to do. My parents didn't care when I came home. But I look back at that now, and I'm just kind of like, man, like, look at all this stuff I get to go through with Aubrey, And so, I'm kind of on the lookout for a lot of that stuff with parenting. But, and then it's pretty much been since I graduated high school, work. And that's just the work ethic that got built up into me when I was farming and stuff, and a lot of people ask me all the time, like, don't you ever just sit down and relax? And it's, nope, I don't. I struggle sitting down and relaxing for more reasons than I just believe in being productive. There's the mental side of things. When I sit down and relax, my mind starts going to negative places, and I don't like it. So I choose to just keep myself busy. But then, when I was, 24, I got the dreaded phone call from the cops that your dad passed away. And it was more like an accident happened. We need you to come to your dad's house. I'm like, well, what happened? And, then they tell you that he killed himself. And so I rush out to my dad's. I'm a 24-year-old kid going through a breakup. And at the same time, your dad commits suicide. And so, life gets real again. All the stuff of, all that negativity, all that emotion hits you of your dad committed suicide, you're going through a breakup, and you just kind of just start going through life again, and then a couple years later, I got laid off of work. So here I am, a 26-year-old adult or whatever I was, living in my mom's basement, wondering what the heck I'm doing with my life. What am I going to do with life? And, thankfully a job got posted that I applied for, got that job, and I've just never looked back. That was kind of the turning point of my life, is when I got the job that I have now. Because it was a big boy job. It wasn't managing a coffee shop or managing a restaurant or running the detail shop like I have, all those things that I've done in the past. It was, you're now working for a Fortune 500 company, and happy initiation. You're going to Los Angeles for a month, and you have no money because you're broke, living in your mom's basement. Your mom said she wouldn't give you any cash. Figure it out. And that was kind of the changing point in my life. A couple of years later, I got married to Aubrey's mom, and we had Aubrey, and then we had a job opportunity to moved across the state. She got in with the wrong crowd. She was young. That was a college town. Got in with the wrong crowd. Cheated on me a few times. It is what it is. We ended up divorced, and I moved again for work, and she was into drugs at that time, and so I didn't feel confident leaving Aubrey. I mean, Aubrey was my life, and she has been since the day I found out her mom was pregnant. It's other than the day I found out she was a girl instead of a boy, she's been my life. And that day it was kind of like gross, because every guy wants to have a little baby boy, and you find out it's a girl, and all of a sudden it's like, crap, now I got to change it from Tyson Jr. to a different name, But I think the biggest disappointment with that was, with as much suicide that runs in my family, I wanted a boy to carry on the family name. And so when I found out it was a girl, and that I'm the only one that can really carry on the family name blood-wise, that was like a stomp to the heart, But we got over that really quick, and so when her and I got divorced, Aubrey was 2. I didn't want to leave Aubrey with her, so I took her with me, and I didn't know what that looked like because I was moving to a new town, starting a brand new job, going through a divorce. I left her with everything, so all I had was my vehicle and the money I had in the bank. And now I'm bringing my 2-year-old daughter with me, and I have to report to work tomorrow. So I report to work very first day with my daughter. And I call up my boss and I say, look, here's the deal. I'm sorry, but I have my daughter with me at work today. I could have called in sick, or I could bring her with and she'll just sit here and be good, and I can start getting comfy with the team and stuff. But I don't have daycare. And that went on for about a week. And then just randomly one day I get a phone call from a lady and said, hey, I heard you're looking for daycare. And I'm like, thank you. That was just like an answer to a prayer that I had. And so put Aubrey in daycare there and did my thing with work, and had an opportunity to move back to Rapid City where I live now. Moved here, did the single dad thing for three years or whatever, and then met somebody, got married again, and for some reason I continue to marry women that are younger than me and not mature. and it turns out to be bad. And you fight and fight and fight, and things happen. And so I went through a divorce again this year, February. And since then it's been just taking on COVID, taking on everything else that comes along with it, growing the YouTube channel, making sure Aubrey's satisfied and doing what she's doing. But also, she's at the age now, she's at a vital age in her life where things that she's experiencing will start being remembered. That 7 to 8 year old range is so critical for development and for the rest of their childhood, because they're starting to figure out how to lie and try to scheme and get away with things. And as a parent, you see right through it, but you're starting to see a lot of the things that she did that you were a kid and you were like, oh, this is such a great idea. And now that you're the parent, you're kind of looking back at it like, what are you thinking? Like, what are you thinking? I met a really amazing girl this summer, somebody I've worked with a long time, or worked with previously, I've known for a long time. We started, chatting it up this summer, and we've been hanging out and stuff. So life is on I think the 2020, I think it's all on how you think about things and the mindset that you have with what you do, your outlook. I think anybody can let themselves get buried into a hole if we let our minds do that to us. But and I'm a perfect example of that. Like, that's why I do not like to sit still, because I'm the guy that doesn't take vacation, because when you take 4 days vacation, on day 2 I'm sitting here thinking like, oh man, this sucks. I only got 2 days of vacation left. And then you start thinking about work and all the stuff you have to do to go back to work. So I just don't take vacation, so I don't have to face that, like that's me right there. So, I mean, that's kind of me in a nutshell. Me, I know how to talk. I talk a lot. So that was one question, and we're half an hour in,
Well, he pretty much just nailed like the let me get to know you Tyson prospect, that whole idea. Great job for letting me ask the questions. I'm a multi-award-winning broadcast journalist, in case you all didn't know. I really am. That should be Beardy. That should be.
Yeah, I mean, the interview is always made by the person talking, right? Can they talk, or do they just give you one-word answers?
Right.
Like you say, tell me about yourself. Hey, you never know what I'm gonna tell you. I might just tell you about from the womb all the way on up, or I might just say, I'm an introvert. I stay at home and do nothing.
At least he admitted that he stays home and does nothing. But you do have the luxury of working from home. And I know you have a pretty busy job, and you have a pretty high up job in the line of work you're in. Was it tedious for you when all this crap was going haywire earlier this year, or were you just like, I got it?
I think, realistically, my job got a lot easier, but a lot more stressful. And so what I mean by that is I have 10 locations throughout the state of South Dakota, and if you're not familiar with South Dakota, it is a big state. Not heavily populated, big landmass-wise. And so I live on the extreme western side of the state, and I have 5 stores on the eastern side of the state. So you're talking a 5-hour drive just to get to one store. So for me, it's like when I have to travel those stores every week, it's 2 nights away in a hotel room, away from family, away from life. And it's a lot of drive time. So you spend a lot of time in the car. And that's when, I'm a sleepy driver. So there's been a lot of times I've fallen asleep driving. A lot of winters driving 10 miles an hour on a highway because you're stuck in a blizzard and you don't want to be stuck right there. So you just keep pushing forward and keep moving forward. Hopefully, I don't care if it takes me 8 hours to make a 4-hour drive. I'm driving and I'm going to do it. And so, when C-19 hit, it was kind of like more so just the cluster of it. It was one day, it was effective immediately, you can't travel. And so then a week goes on and it's like, well, what do we do? What are we doing? And then it was like, okay, well, now you can call your stores or do FaceTime visits with your stores or do this and do this. And it's never been a consistent process the whole time. And then all of a sudden it was, okay, you can travel now to locations that are within an hour and locations that are within 2 hours, but you can only visit one location a day. And if they're in a hot zone for C-19, you can go to them if you want to, but you don't have to. And you have to wear a mask, and here's some hand sanitizer. And it's just you don't know what the rules and regulations or what the expectations are day to day. And I'm just one of those type of people that is like, tell me what you expect and it'll be accomplished and more. But I can't read between lines very well. And so it's like, when it's like, I actually had a discussion with my boss about that one day, because it was like, if the stores are in a red zone, you don't have to go to them, but we're supposed to go to each store at least twice a month. And so they send out a report once a week where your stores are at. And my stores have never left the red zone. All 10 of my stores are in red zone. They've never been out of red zone. And so I kind of was, you kind of have the mindset of like, okay, well, I don't really want to go put myself at risk. I have a kid at home. I don't want to do anything like that. And so I didn't one week, and I never heard the end of it. It's like, wait, you just told us we don't have to if it's in a red zone, but then if we don't, you're going to yell at us. Like, like if you expect me to go to the stores no matter what, just tell me you expect me to go to the stores no matter what. Don't play legal stuff on me, So work got a lot easier. I think they can realize that we can do our job without all the drive time. And, I mean, that's what kills me about my job. My job's not super hard. It's coaching, and that's what I'm really good at and what I thrive for. But it's the drive time. When you drive 5 hours to do a 2-hour job and then you drive 5 hours back, like you just had a 12-hour day and actually only had 2 hours of impact, not what I look forward to.
I was listening to what you said, and I really like that you said the coaching. And I never actually thought about that until I just heard it come out of your mouth. Not that this is anything negative at all. Do you ever consider yourself such as like a coach in the bearding community? And I know it sounds stupid, but think about this. You are working hand in hand with companies now. I don't want to say what you do, but I know what you do with them, designing specific things for them and such. You get a lot of companies asking your advice for a lot of stuff. You get a lot of viewers asking your advice and stuff, content creators. Have you ever considered yourself? I don't want to call you a coach. I'm gonna call you a leader in the bearding community. And then your job alone has enough experience in the you doing it. Do you think you're a leader in this bearding community? Because I think you are.
I mean, I think you can look at it quite a few different ways. I think everybody's a leader that makes content. And I say that because if you have people watching what you do, you have an impact, some way, shape, or form. And so no matter how many, if you're a content creator, no matter how many people watch your videos or subscribe to you, if somebody's watching them, you're a leader, because you're making your opinion known, and that might define what they think about a product, or they might come on with you. I mean, as far as the myself, I don't necessarily would consider it as coaching, because I think when I think about coaching, I think about accountability, and I think about, if I'm a sports coach, I can hold my players accountable. If I'm a coach in a management role, I can hold my team members accountable. In what I do here, I wouldn't necessarily call it a coach. I would say it's more of a leader, and setting things up. And I can think of a few things, that I've unintentionally led that I didn't necessarily want to. And I think when you're an introvert and you kind of have a light put on you for whatever reason, good, bad, ugly, positive, negative, whatever it is, it kind of takes a little bit to realize, like, okay, people are paying attention to what you're doing, whether it is, whether they're saying they do or they don't. They're watching, they're looking, and they're observing. And I think a lot of, the proof is in the pudding with a lot of things that we've done, and the way that a lot of people look at things. But with the company aspect of things, To me, that's just fun because if I can help a company out in a way that is unbiased. For instance, this is pretty public knowledge. If you don't know, you do now. But it's been said multiple times that I design Carrie's labels for him at Divine Beer Company. And for me, what I love about that is I get an opportunity to help out a beard company that I really like and a human being that I really respect and like and get along well with. But it doesn't generate any bias or anything like that towards Define Beer Company because it doesn't have to do with the way his beard products work. It doesn't have to do with scents. It doesn't have to do with money. It doesn't have to do with anything. It's I make his label design for him and I send him a file. So it's not like I'm anything with that. There's zero bias with when it comes to reviewing the product because it's just simply designing the label.
I want to make that,
but I've
I want to
helped.
make that very clear. I do. I was waiting for you to talk about this because I'm not stirring up any trouble when I. Sorry for interrupting, but I wanted to clarify this. This has been brought up to me a couple times, not you particularly, but in general, how some people they think that it's biased and such and such. In all seriousness, I know you're working with another company because the person told me the other day, and I'm actually excited to see that one. You know who I'm talking about. Another Texan. You know what I'm talking. Well, anyway, Tyson has the means. He has the means that he can do these types of things. I'm not saying he's better than anybody else. He's a damn good graphic designer. He's good at what he does. And to work hand in hand with a company, if you're a content creator and you're in the bearding community / game like we all are, that's freaking awesome. That's awesome to honestly be a part of. Do you know how many times that I've been asked that a company will just send me a little bottle like this because I need to know if this is even worth putting out or anything of that nature? Hundreds of bottles I received like that. And you would think that I don't care about that type of stuff, but just for them to consider me, to send me want my opinion, or I've been asked, a company asked me about a price change. That's really not my concern or none of my business, but the fact that they respect me enough to ask me that question, I'm like, wow, that really means something. I appreciate you asking me that question. I'm sure you're feeling the same way, Tyson, like what we're talking about now. Whenever that come up with Carrie, you're probably like, really?
Yeah, I mean, it is like that. It's like anytime a beer company wants your opinion for something, you're kind of just like, whoa, like, I mean, that's respect right there, right? They respect your opinion, so they want to know like what you think. Whether they go with it or not, I mean, it's been multiple different ways. I know a company that will pretty much come out and say the only reason he's still in business is because of something I told him to do, and it worked. I also know a company or two or three that I've given advice to and doesn't do any of it, and that's fine. But for me, I again, there's multifacets to it. Like I absolutely love helping people. I love being able to hone my craft and my skills of graphics. And I mean, if the better I'm getting with graphics, the better my channel is going to be. But graphic design is one of those things that I get on companies about that in my reviews is with your label, this with your label, this with your label. So if I can come out and put my money where my mouth is and make a label that satisfies what is going on, and then, I mean, it's just a little bit of firepower back behind what you're talking about. If you're going to tear somebody up for something, show them how to do it, and that's kind of my mindset on things is and it follows through to the reviews. You don't see me in a review come out and bash a company for doing something. I might say I don't like it, but I always give a reason on what I would do instead, and then it's a personal preference at that point. It's very well known that I do not like when the scent profile is not on the bottle of oil, because you sit it on the shelf and you come back to it 3 months later and you have no idea what it is other than it's from ABC company, but you don't know what scent it is. That just bothers me. It's a nitpicky thing for me, but it's important to me, and other things like websites. I think a lot of times beard companies or just any small companies, there's a lot of things to worry about, and a lot of things can easily get forgotten or pushed not necessarily under the rug, but prioritized in a wrong way. They're prioritized on their beard products being safe and being amazing. But as a consumer, I also care about that. But I also care about being able to navigate and purchase from you easily. And if I have to DM you on Instagram or go to an Etsy site and try to, there's certain reasons why I don't like Etsy, and one of them is because every time I hit a product, it opens in a new window, and by the time I get done browsing one beard store or one store on Etsy, it's like I got a million windows open, and it's a pain in the rear. So it's like, you should be able to purchase a beard oil in 4 clicks on a website. If you can't do that, your website needs optimized. It's fact. It's proof. It's been studied, and that's what happens. So if I see types of things like that, I want to be able to help that person out, because it's not super hard work to navigate and edit a website and how they work. But a lot of people don't really have the time or the knowledge, and like I said, I should, they should be focused on making quality beard products. But the double-edged sword with that is you can have the best product in the world, but if people can't buy it, they're not going to buy it.
Exactly.
So you got to make it accessible for people to buy, and it's got to be easy to navigate through the website. I'm one of the first to be able to drop money on anything that I want to, and sometimes they get confusing enough to where I just close the web page.
Yeah.
Like, I might be walking somewhere to do something, and while I'm doing it, I'm like trying to purchase a beard oil, and then it gets like on the 4th or 5th or 6th screen of trying to purchase, and then Aubrey's like, "Hey, Dad," and I get distracted, put my phone in my pocket, and never go back to it. If it would have been able to check out in 3 clicks, 4 clicks, that beard oil would have been purchased. How many, look at your conversion rates on your websites. If your conversion rates are low, figure out how you can get people to purchase a beard product in less clicks.
Speaking of buying products, I want you all to take a look behind him at the not so focused in wall. How the hell do you afford to buy all those freaking products, man? Give me some money. That's a joke, everybody. I'm making a joke.
First of all, it's a green screen, so there's no products to really purchase with it. It's a green screen. If you don't believe me, there's a video on it on my YouTube channel. You can go check it out. But no, the truth of the matter with it is, this is my only hobby / side gig / whatever you want to call it. Like, I literally, if I'm not working, I'm working on beard stuff. I try to think about my life before this, and it was like, well, I video gamed, or I went out with buddies and did this, or I had a boat, or I had this, and we did this, or we'd go do this. And it's like, as an introvert, you spend all your money and time in your house, and so you tend to kind of narrow it down. And I'm kind of the guy that's like, if I have 3 hobbies, I'm going to be all in with 3 hobbies. So I really try to limit it to one thing. And ever since I found the beard community and YouTube, my life has 100% been all about the beard community and YouTube, and that's 100% of where my money goes to, other than groceries. And, as time goes on, at first I was dumping tons and tons and tons and tons of money in. As the time goes on, you start getting a little bit of I guess, say, kickback. I don't really get anything from affiliate codes. I do have some affiliate codes, but I don't push my affiliate codes, and the companies that I'm affiliated with probably hate that. But my mindset is, I want to have discounts or affiliate codes for the end user to utilize, not to make money off of for myself. It's for the community. And but I mean, other things, there's Amazon links that if you use my Amazon affiliate link and you purchase something on Amazon, I get a portion of that. So you can make money on Amazon. And then obviously, most of my YouTube revenue doesn't come from anything beard related. It comes from a Dr. Squatch video that I made, and it has 300,000 views. And that video is my highest grossing video on YouTube and pretty much keeps my channel afloat.
That's all. That's really cool though, because as we all have learned and have seen from other content creators and such, all it takes is one video, and hate to say it, you're kind of set when it comes to that, because you kind of already put the work in with that alone. I'm sure Tyson's going to continue, but you're like, I got lucky. That's what it is. You got lucky.
Yeah, I don't believe in I don't believe in one of my biggest phrases that I use with employees, and my boss told me this one time, is don't let the grass grow under your feet. And that just means don't stand still long enough for grass to start growing underneath your feet. Always be moving. And so I with that, I mean, I thought about Faithfully Bearded as a budget from day one. The second we started doing Faithfully Bearded, it was, I need a budget for this every single month. And so, Faithfully Bearded has its own bank account to where any income that comes in Faithfully Bearded is in that bank. I put in a portion of my paycheck into that bank account every month, and then that's what it spends. Now, when it comes to buying a new camera, that kind of goes into both budgets because I'm a tech nerd and I want it, but it's also for the channel as well too. So I try to do everything as smart as I possibly can and be able to give back as much as I can. I don't want Faithfully Bearded's bank account to be growing in the aspect of it's going to pay Aubrey's college. That would be nice, but right now the goal is not to pay my car payment with Faithfully Bearded, but to continue working so I can pay my car payment and buy groceries, but to take the money that Faithfully Bearded makes and put it back into Faithfully Bearded, because there's so many ways that finances in a YouTube channel can help your channel, and also the community. I think the community is still so small, and there's ways, for instance, like the second annual Beardies that's coming up. That is not cheap to put on. It's not cheap for those awards. But I think it benefits the community. I think it's one thing that brings the community together. It gets people who maybe don't like me or haven't seen my stuff to at least go vote on the website and maybe catch something that catches their eye, that would interest them. But it also is a way to give back to the company owners of like, this is kind of what the community thinks. And is it a perfect system? No, it's not a perfect system. But it's something where we can come together as a community and forget about all the BS and the drama that happens and just vote for the companies that you like, that mean something to you, and see them get an award at the end of the year. So things like that are where a lot of the finances from Faithfully Bearded goes, to be honest with you.
I was getting ready to ask you about that. You kind of jumped into it. I want my next topic to talk about was Faithfully Bearded in general and how it has evolved. I mean, I remember watching you in the beginning when the wall wasn't so full, and I remember you used to say a prayer on, I forget the exact day, the exact night, but I think it was Fridays. But you started everything off with a prayer, and you started making reviews, and it was a weekly. You're still with the weekly trials and such, and you had times where you had testimony devotionals with swag, and now and the Beardies started, and then now we have a second member of Faithfully Bearded. You have evolved, and it's like I don't want to say you intentionally had all this planned, but you have a freaking plan, dude, and it's working really well for you. If I've never told you, good job.
Yeah, I don't know if there's ever really been a plan, or if it's just I'm so crazy that when I decide like, oh, we should do an award show, it's not like spend a year planning it out. It's like I'm gonna spend all day today getting this figured out and make it come to fruition, you know. And I'm not big. I'm not one to sit back and think about things for a really long extended period of time. I think some of the best decisions and best inventions come from, oh, I have this idea. Now how do I make it happen and get it accomplished? You know,
You're not wanting to sit there and dwell on it and drag it out. You're like, I'm doing it.
yeah, and you know, I mean that's bit me in the butt quite a few times, but it's also created a quite a few things. And you know, I mean, the light bulb wasn't invented on the first try, right? So, I mean, you keep trying things and you keep doing things and you see what hits. And you know, the Faithfully Bearded was I'm awful at coming up with names, and you know, my faith is important to me, so that kind of came into the name of it. And you know, you started doing devotionals and things like that. And as things grow, you don't, you know, I've gotten a lot of accusations of whether it's being a fake Christian or, you know, you're not including your faith into it anymore. But I beg to differ. I think my faith, if you know anything about me or pay anything attention to the channel, I think you can share Christianity and faith through more than just verses. And I think it's a lot of how you treat people and spreading good positive vibes and words. And you know, we've just transitioned to where I used to do a devotional every Wednesday, which was pretty cool, but it's hard to get on a stream by yourself and talk the word when you don't feel 100% confident in the word. I never claimed to know the Bible inside and out. And you know, it's just kind of like at the beginning we used to always talk about charities. We used to always say, you know, for every thumbs up you give this video, we're going to donate it to charity. We just stopped talking about it because it doesn't need to be anything that's talked about. Nobody needs to know how much money we're donating to charity or anything like that. It's nothing to gloat about. So we try not to do those types of things. And so, you know, Faithfully Bearded is, you know, it evolves and you go through ups and downs and with everything, but you're always trying to figure out how to grow it together. And you know, I think the subscription thing is misunderstood in the community of what a subscription for a YouTube channel is. And, you know, so to clear it up to anybody that's in here is no, you don't have to pay to watch any videos. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can subscribe and you can pay $4 or $5, $15 or $25. When you get that, you get perks. And so it's just a way to help the channel. It's like going into a live stream and putting out a super chat. Instead of super chatting $25, you're paying $25 one time a month and you get some perks with it. It's a way for people to say thank you. It's like putting a PayPal email address on there. And who's George Michael?
He sang the song Faith.
Oh, okay. And so, you know, I think when you're doing something and some people like it, they kind of get upset when you stop doing it. You know, like when Apple took away the home button, the outroar was crazy. Now when you try to go to a device with a home button, you're like, how the heck do I even work this thing? Right? You know, I mean, it's evolution. And sometimes people are afraid of evolution and what they're doing. I'm not. I am always about trying to make things better, and sometimes it doesn't always work. But sometimes it happens. I remember the days where I started every video off of like, oh, hey, yeah. Oh, I'm recording. Oh, hey. You know, like every video started with like getting caught off guard by the camera and stuff. And that went away. And I used to say, you know, grab your coffee, grab your bang, stroke your man, you know.
Right there.
Sad that being in the public eye makes people think that everything you do is their business. Yeah, that's for sure.
In all seriousness, Michael Payton, you hit the nail. In all seriousness, people, we're regular people. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate anyone who watches my stuff, and I'm sure Tyson appreciates you all watching his stuff as well. We're just like you people.
Yeah, we're no different except for we make public videos. I mean, but anybody can do it. It doesn't make me any more special than anybody else.
I will agree with the liberally bearded. I don't like change. At my job, no.
It depends on what it is for me. You know, like I'm an introvert that is dedicated to a schedule. So if you tell me we're doing this, this, and this, and this at these times, and that gets changed without me having like a heads up, oh yeah, I will be off for the whole rest of the day. But as far as evolution and changing who we are as people and doing things different in business, you know, I definitely agree on evolving forward for sure.
I will admit, I don't want to call myself an introvert, but I will say I don't like change because today, when I went to work overnight, I almost got in a car wreck. My tire, I ran over a nail and it blew out, and I barely got off the interstate and made it home, and it ruined my entire day because it was change. It honestly, I'm used to going to work in the middle of the night and coming home, and in my head, I'm like, no, what am I going to do? You know, I could have come home and went right back to sleep, and I'm laying in bed like this. What do I do? I was so annoyed because my whole day got changed and ruined. It did piss me off. So.
Yeah, and I mean, Chad says it there too. Like, change is like the weather; it's going to happen if you like it or not. And you know, like another phrase that I have that I really enjoy is control the controllables. You know, if you have a birthday party planned and it's outside, and all of a sudden a thunderstorm rolls through, you can let that thunderstorm ruin the birthday and the rest of the day, or you can move the party inside and control what you can control. You can still control everybody having a good time. You can't control the weather that rolls in. So control the things that you can control and don't worry about the rest. And one of those things is you can't control what other people are doing. You can't control what they're saying, how they go about their business. Control what you can control, which is yourself and your company or your channel or whatever you're doing, and let it be at that. You know, control what you can control and enjoy your life. And if that happens to be surrounded by men with beards, that's fantastic. But understand that just because we have a beard doesn't make us all the same people. I'm a Chiefs fan. There's a lot of Raiders fans. There's a lot of every other fan. And I can tell you, two of the people that I talk to the most in this beard community are not Chiefs fans, but we still talk and have a friendship. You know, I mean, this beard is no different than anything else that we have interest in. There's Chevy guys in here. There's Ford guys in here. There's music guys. There's non-music guys. We don't sit here and argue about that, but we argue about beards, and it makes no sense to me. So
it's facial hair, gentlemen. It could be gone in 30 seconds.
And the thing about that is anything can be gone in 30 seconds, right? Like anything. Our lives could be taken in a car accident in 30 seconds. Like anything can be gone, and that's where we need to cut out the negativity and the stuff like that, because you just never know when is your time. And so we need to enjoy every moment to the fullest. And that doesn't mean everything is going to be sunshine and rainbows all the time. Look at that.
That's what we need. We need more of these. Shout out to Dick McIntyre. Positive energy drinks right here.
Yeah, I mean, everything's not going to always be sunshine and roses. But with that being said, we can control what we can control. And, you know, it's just, you just never know. And having lost a lot of family members to suicide and things like that, I'm very big on you never know when the last day is for anybody. Whether it be a car accident or any other tragedy. You know, tragedies happen all the time. So, no saints. No.
There, you heard it. The future of bearding in general, as we're talking about bearding, where do you see it going? Do you honestly think it's going to go away in a few years? In a year, is it a fad? What do you think? In all seriousness, because in the last 5 years of my life, I'll say 10. I honestly didn't think about growing out this until my wife was like, "You got to get your hair cut before our wedding," and I was like, "Fine, I'm not cutting my hair. I'm not shaving." And that's where it started.
Yeah, I mean, so let's be 100% honest and real. That's the way I like to keep it straight and real. Do I think bearding is a fad? Absolutely. I think everything that we do in life as far as our appearance, our clothing, is all a fad. I mean, do you remember when corduroys came back for a couple years and then they went away again? Everything has like a once a decade like cycle to it seems like. And there'll be the people that they'll never shave and they'll have a 50-year beard and things, like that. But I think as trendy and upward swing as beards are on right now, do I think it's going to go anywhere soon? No, I don't. But I do think it's a fad that will slow down in the next however long and kind of level out, and you'll see a ton of people going through shaving. And I mean, that's you already see a lot of us bearded brothers just shave for the heck of it, to start over, start fresh, or anything like that. And I think in this world that we're coming to, it's probably less likely to go as away completely because corporations and stuff are starting to allow it a little bit more, like tattoos. But there's just certain things and certain looks that, right now neon is back in. ESPN's using neon. I'm using neon. But it kind of gives that 80s retro style kind of look to things with the neons. But it's coming back around. So I think, the beards will probably fade a little bit. But I don't think that's for a while. I think the way that Target and a lot of these places are picking it up, that I don't think it's really going to go.
I was thinking that. I was just
far.
waiting to see if I was the only one thinking it. Because I walked into Target, I don't do it there that much. And even Mandy said herself, she's like, yeah, she says she's there herself. And she's like, wow, it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think, they've had Beard Brand for quite a while, but they're starting to pick up more stuff. And, I think, hey, Chris, what makes a really good interview is the guest talking 80% of the time and the host talking 20% of the time. 80-20 rule. So if Scott's not at the 20%, I can shut up a little bit to get him up to that 20%. But, I mean, I do need to take a drink. My throat's starting to hurt a little bit.
Is beard balm dead to you? I've started to ask these random questions and such because Tevin made that video not that long ago, and it made me think about it. And I can't lie, I've got bulbs sitting over there. I don't even use them. Do you think it should just be eliminated in general?
I think it's the power of influence. Honestly, I think, beard butter came out. There's been videos of I don't use balms anymore. There's been videos on how I like to use beard butter the most. I think they all have their place, and it's all dependent on your beard and your style, right? Like, I think most of the people that say I don't use beard balm anymore are 5 inches plus. Well, what about the people that are below 5 inches on their beard growth? A lot of times balms really help them. And so that's where I urge everybody to know your beard. Just because Scott or somebody with a 5-6 inch beard comes out and says, I don't use balm anymore, doesn't mean that we don't use it because we don't like it. It means for us and our particular beards that maybe we don't use it. But I use it in the winter. So as the humidity goes down in South Dakota and it gets dry and my hair wants to become more frizzy, I need the balm to help hold it in place. So I tend to be seasonal on my products, and I urge everybody to know the porosity of your beard and the products that work, but also know your surroundings, because if you're humid all year round, you might not ever need a balm. But if it gets dry and things start getting staticky and frizzy around your house and stuff like that, balms really help. So I don't think that there is a lot, but I mean, I have used a lot less beard product since working from home because I don't have a need necessarily to always. I'm going off of Chris's question or Chris's thing is
right.
I don't necessarily need to use a balm every day, but I do like using them. I mean, honestly, I don't think that balms are dead. I think there needs to be a clear definition between balm and butter, because sometimes you get a balm that's like rattling in the tin and you're like, okay, this is a balm. It's going to hold my beard in place. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes you get a butter that's the same thing and you're just like, wait, this is kind of balmy. But then it goes the other way too, where you get a balm and it's more like a butter and then you get a butter, and you're like, this is the same as your balm, dude. You know, so I think
Yeah.
like getting one of those things that there's more clarity between balm and butter and what the purpose is for them. But I know I don't ever think I don't think any type of beard product is dead. I think it's just what works for you. And I think in the beard community, the longer you're around and you're like, oh, balms are dead, it's probably because your beard's gotten longer. You know?
So we're gonna change direction here just because it's time to do it. When we go do this food challenge thing, man. I mean, I got a challenger right over there, and she's listening, and she's like, "This is what I've been waiting to build up." She's calling me out.
She's calling me out. I was actually just getting ready to, like, I've been thinking about this for the past week or so of, like, I need to have another food challenge because I've only won 3. And so I've been watching a lot of, like, food eating videos lately and just like, oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. And I'm like, I just need to throw an open challenge because I kind of thought as the champion that people would come after you. You know, I thought people would like come at you for
WWE
like wanting to make a
has rule.
challenge.
You're supposed to do it every 30 days. You're supposed to defend it. Copper John, to answer your question real quick, you tell me. I'm not touching it. I'm letting it go. So there you go. But anyway, yes, a food challenge is in order, my friend. Whether it be me, Mandy, someone's got to take that belt from you.
Let's do it. I mean, I'm open tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I don't care. I'm down for whenever. No training needed here.
Well, this is not going to be a pay-per-view, people, because this is way above WWE standards. It's way. I mean, WWE ain't even on our level anymore. So we're going.
No, they have. What did I see the other day when I saw a promo for WWE or something? Did they really have monitors in the stands as fans, like screens, or are they imposing that on TV?
What anyone can enter into it. I don't know how, but you have to. Hey, Jason, I'm not ignoring you, buddy. Hey, brother. They're not allowed to have people in the actual arena that they tape. So you can like request to be there virtual. They call it the Thunderdome. It's
That's
lame.
stupid.
It's lame.
I'd rather see no fans.
But it brings a little bit more liveliness, I guess. I'm like, whatever. I don't know.
I mean, I'm a champion that is the 24/7 eating champion right here. Like, all you really have to do is give me half an hour to go get food,
You hear that?
and I'll be on live to do an eating challenge. You know, like,
the 30-minute notice.
yeah, I mean that's it. You know, I'm always down for an eating competition. This belt's starting to get dusty hanging up here, so it needs to be dusted off and shown on camera and put back to work.
The question is, what are we going to have a food challenge with? That's the main question, because I know you there's certain foods that you can't have because of celiac, right?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I just don't do spicy because it just will inflame my stomach really bad. But other than that, I pretty much just eat whatever and deal with the consequences.
But we got to figure something out.
But I mean, it has to be something that we can both get. And
that's what we're gonna have to do. That like we'll talk private. We got to figure out like some he has celiac. Yeah, you'll have to be able to pick it just to be fair.
Like, I mean, we could go if somebody wants to do a sub challenge, like 4 gargantuans from Jimmy John's, first one to finish wins.
God.
You know,
it said 4 gigantic subs from. We have a Jersey Mike's here. We don't have a Jimmy John's. That'd be close.
I don't have a Jersey Mike, so I don't know. You know, like that's where we get screwed. You pretty much have to leave it to like
our area, like
4 Big Macs and 40 McNuggets. You know, I'm ready to up that to 6 Big Macs and 40 McNuggets.
Oh my God!
I think I can do it.
Are you hearing this? She's just Mandy. Okay, guys, give Mandy all your thoughts and your prayers and such. She's studying to be a yoga instructor. So,
cool. That's awesome.
Me too.
And you can do that virtual too. You can like work from home.
She is. That's what she's doing.
Yeah, let me see you do some doggy style. You know, I mean, downward dog. Oh no, it's downward dog. Sorry. See, sometimes your mouth gets you into trouble.
So it happened. It does, man.
It's downward dog. I've done yoga before.
What'd you say, Randy? She can do it doggy style. She has to limp her up first. Oh my gosh, that's my way. Anyway, we're gonna have to figure out what you have, what we have, and we need
Qdoba. Do you have Qdoba?
I'm in. I know she's in. One of us is getting that belt from you.
Qdoba, I could do. Well, we could do 4 burritos. First to finish 4 chicken burritos.
Taco Bell?
No, Qdoba. Do you have a Qdoba?
What is Qdoba, Mandy?
Nope, guess not.
Qdoba. I guess so. The name is it spelled with a Q?
Yeah.
I think I've seen that somewhere, but I don't know where.
I mean, we could go to like Taco Bell and just do the one of everything challenge. Just give me one of everything. First to finish wins.
There you go, Mandy. One of everything on the menu. The first to finish wins.
Oh, no, we tried that, man.
No, we just got a bunch of burritos and they got cold. That's what happened.
Yeah, all the sauces and stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than cold refried beans.
Yeah, that's.
And all the sauces. No.
I mean, I think we're gonna have to go with pizza because I don't have.
There it is. See, I was waiting for it. There it is. I'm in. That's my favorite food in the world.
Oh yeah, I can destroy some pizza for sure.
You're going down, sir. We'll make it a fair. What do they make them like? I don't really pay attention when I order pizza. I just get whatever I'm in the mood for, like a large or whatever they are. I don't know, medium, large, whatever.
No, medium. That's too small now. I'm always large. I even order Aubrey a large because I know whatever she doesn't eat, I will. So, I mean, pizza's good for 4 days. You know, I love cold pizza.
There it is, Mandy. We're gonna have to do a pizza. A pizza. The fastest one wins. No, Mandy, that's not fair. Okay. Do you have a place called Mod Pizza where you live? Okay. This is a pizza. It's a fast food pizza place. It sounds stupid. They make it right in front of you. What they do is they take a ball of dough and they smash it down into like a flat pizza, like a thin crust cracker pizza. One price, you just pay for the size. So you put whatever you want on it, and they cook it in like a humongous hot fired grill. You have your pizza.
That's like Blaze, right?
And you get it in like under 5 minutes, and it's amazing. It tastes so good. And they also you can get a Caesar salad, and I'm not kidding. The bowl is bigger than a mouse pad, like in size. It's deep.
What's a salad? A salad?
A salad. It's really good.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're speaking gibberish here.
See, he don't know about salads. He don't know.
No.
It's too
I heard pizza. Now I'm sidetracked.
No, but what I'm saying is they have a pizza and a salad place, but their pizza is incredible. So we won't go there. We're going to have to go to Brothers Pizza or Domino's or Pizza Hut, Mandy.
Do you have Godfather's Pizza?
That is our equivalent to our Brothers Pizza here.
Okay.
Yeah. She's calling.
Yeah, I mean,
already.
We don't ride horses on the road, but you definitely see horses riding around the neighborhoods.
We do have horses down the street from us, actually. No, but he's saying riding down the street. Carriages and such. We do have some of them here. We do. All right, so people, it's happening. There's going to be a food challenge between Faithfully Bearded and Beard Times with Scott and Mandy. It's coming. Be ready. You got to be ready. You guys got to be ready. Final question. What is next? What is in the future for Tyson and Faithfully Bearded? What do you got in store other than the beardies coming up?
I mean, we talk about not chasing numbers or anything like that, which we're not chasing numbers, but I think for the channel, you know, a huge accomplishment would be hitting that 10,000 subscriber mark, which we're quite a ways away. We're 3,800 away or whatever. But, you know, all it takes is to get a little bit of traction. No Shave November is coming up, and, you know, get people to share out your stuff and to want to participate and all that. You know, it's really Let me tell you, to grow a YouTube channel is really a community effort. It's not done by one person. It's a community effort of people that want to see you succeed and want to help you grow, to share it out, because I don't know everybody in the world, but through each other we know everybody in the world, and so it's really that community effort. But so I'd really like to see the channel hit 10,000 sometime in the near future. But the Beardies is for sure a thing. We got a new Titan series coming up. We're doing a Titan series starting actually day after tomorrow, and our first guest will be Beard Baron, and we're kind of making this one about content creators. So we're kind of keeping it in the beard community a little bit of who does content type stuff, and he started as a content creator and then started his beard company, so should be pretty fun to get that wrong. And then we have Mink is coming on from Live Bearded because he does those Motivational Monday ones. And then we got Dave. Who do we got? What's that one guy's name? Who's the guy that did a scent with Beard Octane?
Josh Coburn.
Josh Coburn, yeah, we'll have Josh Coburn on. And we got a couple others that we're working on still. We had some that were in, and then they found out it was on the Faithfully Bearded channel, and they backed out. So we're kind of getting some replacements going. But so we got that coming up, and then the Beardies, and then year-end stuff, and then going into next year, like Dave, bringing Dave on board has really opened up a lot of things because he has a gray beard. So right now he's in the middle of doing the gray beard series. And so it's a way for us to bring educational and reviews. And, it's a way that, when companies reach out, it's like, okay, we have two content creators. We can both do reviews, or you can pick and choose based on who you want to do the review based on, not necessarily who you think will like your stuff, but we have different video styles, right? So if they want to be scored out and put on the Faithful Ranker, most likely they're going to pick me. But if they don't want to be on the Ranker and they just want to review and a little bit of comedy, they're probably going to go with Dave. So to be able to have that aspect on reviews, but then to have feedback from two different people, I don't think everybody's completely caught on to what two content creators can mean for a beard channel. So my goal realistically would be get everybody comfortable with that, to realize we're not out to hurt anybody. We're out to help everybody, and we're bringing more content with two different creators. And there's nothing financially beneficial about that. It's purely that we're good friends and that we wanted to join forces, because if you look at a lot of other bigger YouTube channels, they don't do it solo. They have editors, they have cameramen, they have two content creators. Well, we just decided to go to the two content creator side of things, and hopefully be able to change the way, again, that the beard community thinks about things. I like to be a leader and not a follower, so I'll introduce something, I'll take the flack for it, I'll take the pointless comments, and then I'll see another content creator do the exact same thing and take all the rewards. I don't care, because at the end of the day, I know who came up with the idea, I know who implemented it and who changed the community, and I don't really care if I ever get credit for that or not. I just want to keep inspiring, and if somebody copies my ideas, to me that's inspiration. I inspired them to do something, and at the end of the day I can lay my head down knowing I inspired that person. Whether they want to admit it or not, or anybody knows or not, who cares? I inspired them. That's my goal.
I like that. I like that attitude, and yes, that is attitude. Yeah, it is. People take it or leave it. There's attitude in there, and he was ready for it. Now the question is, are you ready? Like in Triple H style, are you ready?
Are you ready? I got two words for you.
Go ahead.
I'm ready.
No, that's not what he meant. You all know what what he meant.
DX is my favorite group of all time. They're better than the Four Horsemen.
Oh my God.
In my book.
Man.
In my book, DX better than the NWO. DX was awesome. I love DX. Shawn Michaels will be my favorite wrestler of all time.
Hey, if he heard the heart, he said better than Four Horsemen. I'll dare him. All right.
Yeah, I mean, the Four Horsemen were awesome. They changed so much for the game, but DX kicked off the Attitude Era,
Yeah, they did.
the best era of wrestling history. I mean,
See, tell him, Kyle. Tell him, new guy. You gotta tell him. You gotta be ready at all times. You gotta be ready. So we are now entering the speed round of the hot seat, and you all know most of these questions. Some of them you don't.
Can I let me double check though. Is this the hot seat, like questions that are like might be a little hot, or is this like the speed round of like you want yes no answers? Because I don't know if I can answer anything quickly.
Well, you got.
Let me try. Let's do this. Let me try.
Do you have a piece of paper and a pen? If you don't, we'll skip.
I do, and I've already written my name non-cursive.
All right, let's see it.
You want to see it in non-cursive? All right, non-cursive.
Okay.
Okay. Now you want it in cursive, right?
Yes. Write it in cursive and then write your signature.
Well, my signature is the same as cursive.
Oh, okay, then that's fine too.
Actually, I don't know if I know really how to write cursive the correct way.
Oh my God.
All right, so there's my cursive writing.
Okay, that's legible. I can read it.
Okay.
We passed.
And then my signature.
This ought to be good.
This is my signature.
Yeah, that really says Tom's scenario something. Yeah, I'm getting all the name in there. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a T with scribbles behind it. That's
All right.
I sign my name too much at work. It's like multiple times a day, so it just has changed over. It's evolved over the year to a T and scribble.
All right, gentlemen. Speed round. The first one every show. Coke or Pepsi?
Well, do I have to choose Coke or Pepsi, like as the Coke and the Pepsi, or like I like Mountain Dew, but that's definitely not a Coke product.
It's a Pepsi product.
Okay, so I'm taking Pepsi products over Coke products.
Okay. Do you prefer? Now you'll know what I mean. This is not an insult. Do you prefer a coffee from a coffee maker at home or the hipster coffee?
What's the hipster coffee?
Killer cool coffee, like going to the Starbucks or
whatever. Oh no, black coffee as dark as you can get it. If it's a day old, I'll reheat it. I don't care. From home.
Okay. Monster or Bang?
Monster.
Coffee or Bang? You can only pick one.
Coffee.
Your favorite vape scent?
Well, I don't really smell any of them, but my vape, I always call it a scent, or I'll go to beard oil and I'll be like flavor. My favorite vape it's called American Vapor, and it's called Lutang. Okay. That's my favorite one right now. Like, there's a lot of vape flavors that I really like. It's just when you fill up a tank, do you still get the flavor at the end of the tank, or does it die out? And that's one that I can still get the flavor at the end of the tank. But I mean, I'm like beard oils. There's not very many vape flavors that I've bought multiple flavors.
You're not supposed to put out my secret there, Pete. That's just messed up, man. That's not even right. And I guess we could do a speed round on this one because I already know the answer to that question, but that's going to be a no.
No. Not unless he changes the scent profile.
The best thing Apple could make for a person, the company Apple, the best thing they could make for you is...
For me or for a person in general? Because I think Apple could right now destroy coronavirus if they put their hard work to it.
The best thing they could make for Tyson would be...
a house. That would be awesome. I'd love an Apple house.
Oh my God.
Like an Apple created house. Like, could you imagine? Oh, man.
Your favorite camera that you use?
Sony A7S III.
The best bang for your buck piece of equipment that you own?
My cell phone.
Which you can connect is the Apple 15. It is what it is, people.
It's the Apple 10 XS right now. But I did pre-order the 12 and it comes tomorrow. But I mean, when you think about we often forget about our phones, but it can record videos and put them on YouTube. It can participate in YouTube chats. It can purchase things. It can do your banking. It can watch TV. It can make phone calls. It can keep you in touch. And when a lot of people look at it and they're like, oh my gosh, phones are so expensive. If I were to buy it outright, it's $1,200. And it's like, yeah, it does everything you need it to do. That's actually pretty cheap, because it's the thing that you use the most every single day.
Yep.
And does everything you possibly need it to do, but a lot of people pay $1,000, $2,000 for a TV or a computer. You know, it's like your phone's it's the best bang for the buck piece of equipment you use every day.
Yes, your phone. That's actually a good answer. I was not expecting that. I wasn't.
Scott and Tyson Dixon just put pot on Eddie.
The
Eddie
Eddie Vedder flannel. I know. I'm looking at it right now as we speak. He's the singer of Pearl Jam. They had a remake of like the flannel he wore back in the 90s when they did their unplugged.
I gotta pay attention more because what I do is just every once in a while I go check out the website and I see one. If I like it, I do it. My 12,000 PC built myself still. Oh,
new guy.
You talk nerdy to me, man.
It's a guy I work with. I've called him new guy since the day I met him. New guy. You need to follow him on Instagram. This is a guy I was telling you need to talk to about your computer problems. This is the guy.
Oh, yeah. I built mine straight up. Threadripper. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's a beast.
What is your favorite fast food restaurant and your favorite food guilty pleasure?
Favorite fast food restaurant is Chick-fil-A. And favorite guilty pleasure, cereal and ice cream.
Cereal and ice cream. I did not expect that. Okay. How do you like your steak to come from the restaurant?
Blue rare.
Medium rare.
Blue rare.
Blue
if you ask a restaurant to do a blue rare, they pull it off. By the time it sits on your plate, it's still internally heating. By the time it gets to you, it's about medium rare or rare.
Okay, I've never heard that term.
It can be cold in the middle. I don't care. I've eaten a raw steak right out of the grocery store before.
Oh.
I mean, it was kind of by necessity, but I did. It was weird, but it was good. I mean, but it was
when
weird.
you make a PB&J, what type of peanut butter?
Skippy?
Crunchy or creamy?
Creamy.
What type of jelly or jam?
Grape.
Creamy?
I've never tried strawberry jam because when I grew up, grape was the just traditional jelly. There was no strawberry jelly.
Okay. All right.
So I'll try it and let you know.
Food you love to cook?
DoorDash. Food I love to cook. Anything on the smoker. I'm a smoker head. So I love using my smoker.
Okay. Smoked mac and cheese. It's really good, actually.
It is good.
Yes, it is.
I've smoked brownies and chocolate chip cookies. It's just an oven.
I believe they call that the
smoke.
Munchies Fokker.
Yeah.
I believe they call it the Munchies Fokker. That's the show. It's a movie quote.
Yeah, it's a movie quote. You can't get mad.
South Dakota weather or Florida? Which one do you prefer?
Florida. I hate winter.
Okay. All right. This one I'm putting him on the spot. The best overall company you've reviewed so far?
Overall, I mean, this doesn't put me on the spot at all because if you were to, the way you phrase it is the best overall company is Fable. It's on the Faithful Ranker score on the website. They're the #1 ranked company for multiple different reasons. So the best overall company is Fable.
Who's Fable?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying. Who's
You should check them out if you haven't heard of them.
All right. Who would be a good one of your favorite sleeper companies?
I have 5 companies that I kind of list as sleepers. A couple of them are in here. Renewed Man, Bearded Mac, Defined Beard Company are 3 companies that are undervalued for what they bring to the table. Artistically, ingredient-wise, feeling beard-wise, Barden would be another one of those. And they all have their different types of reasons. So those would be 4 companies that I think are very undervalued. I think Copper Johns is up and coming. Okay. You'll probably see more in 2021 on that aspect of things. But as far as 2020 goes, I mean, those 4 that I listed, they crushed it in 2020, and I don't think that they got a lot of the recognition that they deserve.
Okay. All right. I don't like any of them companies, but I'm just saying. I'm kidding, everyone. I'm kidding. Eliminate one product: beard butter or shower conditioner. You know what I'm talking about.
Eliminate one conditioner. It's not needed.
3 wishes.
Depending on the porosity of your beard. Know your porosity, but I haven't used a conditioner on purpose in the last 3
spelling
months.
the word right on his videos, people. He doesn't know. He's not spelling it right. I don't care. 3 wishes.
Obviously, for more wishes, I think that it's hard not to. I mean, it's hard not to ask for that. You know, it's kind of like, well, give me more wishes. You know, then I don't have to narrow it down just to 3. But I mean, I would love to have a final conversation with my dad and kind of understand why he committed suicide. I think that's just a personal knowledge thing that I would like to know. And I know that there's really no way to, you know, if I was running for Miss America, I'd say world peace. But even beyond, you know, let's make it simpler than world peace. Let's just have peace in our country and realize that beards and a lot of things don't matter what color we are, where we're from. They grow on our faces. You know, so cut the BS in the United States and just realize we're all human beings, no matter what color we are, no matter what interests we have, we're all human beings. Let's help each other out.
Well, he has a point, but we don't follow the rules here on this channel. So there you go. 3 pet peeves.
Thieves, because I've been one before and I ruined a lot of people's lives, and I think you're a thief, nothing good comes from it. People that talk about people behind their backs, because I think it's so easy to get caught up in, but it's a contagious disease that spreads like a wildfire, whether you're a high school girl talking behind people's back or grown adults talking behind people's backs. And then I would say a pet peeve would be when you text people and they don't text you back. You know, that's just ridiculous. That's like if I came up to you and I said, "Hey Scott, how's it going today?" and then you just don't answer me. Like how? Okay, that's a joke for anybody that texts me and I don't answer. I'm sorry. I'm apologizing right now. So I mean, I don't like how fast the weather changes sometimes. You know, when you're 93 degrees one day and the next day it's snowing. It's just super crazy. But so I'm going to go on with more pet peeves, because you know what I really don't like? I really don't like how the media and the news makes everything negative. Like, there's no wonder this world is in a frenzy, because the media makes everything frenzy. Like, when was the last time you saw on the media, on your local news, that said, "Oh, look at so-and-so, they went to the mission today and donated their day handing out food to the homeless"? When was the last time you saw any of that? No, you see, "Oh my gosh, this person embezzled this, or this person got stabbed, or this person got..." Okay, I'm done now. That's my rant.
The biggest goal you have for Faithfully Bearded?
I think I've already reached the biggest goal, and that's just to impact somebody's life. And so I just want to extend that goal to continue to help people's lives. I don't think anything monetarily could ever make me feel accomplished. I don't think a certain amount of subscribers or certain amount of income could ever make me feel accomplished. What makes me feel accomplished is seeing people say things along the lines of, like, "My beard game is better than ever because I found out the porosity of my beard. Thanks for putting that series out." Or thanking David for doing the gray beard series because they're learning so much about how to manage their gray beard and it feels better than ever. So just being able to help people out and to continue to develop and evolve, to continue to put out good content that people find beneficial to themselves, but also to, you know, I don't care what people say. I love helping beard companies, because if I can make a beard company better, that not only makes the community better, but I mean, it's better for the consumer and it's better for the beard company's family. You know, they're going to sell more product to put more groceries in their cabinets, and the consumers are going to get a better end product. So I really enjoy helping beard companies make better stuff.
Okay. One beard oil forever. What's the scent going to be?
Unscented.
You're the first. You are the first. I'll be damned. Okay. Will we ever see a real Tyson rant video?
No. I don't believe in rants. I don't think anything positive or good comes from a rant video. And I'm not bashing anybody that does a rant video. It's just not my style. I don't see anything positive that can come about it. I've been on the butt end of multiple rant videos, and I'm still here ticking away. So if you ask those people that, yeah, I mean, I would lie if I said I don't like watching rant videos. Every human being loves watching dramas. That's why the TV shows do so good.
Yeah, but I wonder what you think of mine whenever mine come out. Are you probably just laughing at me?
No, I think as another content creator, watching other content creators say what's on their mind, I think is a different point of view, because as a content creator, I also want to watch my relationships. And if you have a bad relationship with a company for something, they screw you over, they do something that I can viably see myself in, I don't want to support that company in that situation. You know, like, I think as content creators, you have to, if a company is screwing content creators over, I would love to know without getting myself into that situation. You know, I can think of a couple rants that you've had that, you know, opened my eyes to a couple things that were going on. So I think a lot of times, you know, people are afraid to speak what's on their mind. I don't like to speak what's on my mind publicly. A lot of times what's I handle is on my mind, and I get rid of it, or who knows. But I think with rant videos, you get a lot of comments that agree with you, and then somebody rebuttals, and then there's a lot of comments that agree with them, and it just turns into a debate that doesn't necessarily realistically need to happen. But I love just being open and transparent. And yeah, like, I get a lot of comments like Pete saying here that they love to behind the scene and see what you go through and stuff to make a video. And it's just like there's so many creative ideas that I have, but bringing them to a beard content creator's channel sometimes just doesn't make sense. It's like I almost need one channel that's just like the miscellaneous channel and just post random freaking videos to it, because you have to think about, like, you don't want to give in business. You don't just give your customers everything they want, right? But you have to give them what they want. Like, otherwise you're not doing business, right? So it's like if I'm making videos on, like, behind the scenes videos, and one person likes them compared to 6,000, I mean, you kind of like, okay, I can't just do this for one person. You know, it's got to be a majority type thing. And that's kind of just how business works. I mean, there's a reason that Taco Bell got rid of the nacho pizza thingy.
Advice for content creators.
Just start. That's the biggest advice I ever have. Pick up your phone and start. And you know, I could go on a rant, honestly, about content creation and what to do. But the fact of the matter is, whether you're trying to emulate somebody, you're trying to be original, you're trying to copy, however you want to put it. Like, a lot of people say, be original and be yourself. Yeah, that's key. But you can't be original and be yourself if you don't pick up the equipment you have and press record. You have to press record, whether it's a phone or you get a camera. You just have to pick up and press record and realize that you're your own worst critic. So when you're going back and you're like, I can't put this on the internet, just put it on the internet. I promise you're going to get good feedback, because you are your own worst critic. And so pick up the phone, press record, and hit that upload button. Just do it. Don't sit and think about it, because the more you sit and think, the less likely it is going to be to happen. Just pick it up, free flow, and go.
Pineapple on pizza?
No.
And my last question, your most hated scent you've experienced?
Most hated scent that I've experienced. I mean, a lot of people think I'm going to say 1912, but I'm not because I can stand it. I mean, I've had scents that have arrived before that I've literally like opened and almost puked when I smelled them. And so like they're that bad. So I don't know. I'm going to go, I'm not going to name like a scent by like a company or by like a name of the scent is I'm going to go with lavender. Honestly, and it's just because if I smell lavender, even in a candle, like lavender itself, the scent just gives me a migraine. So unless it's covered in something, I will get a migraine. So I have to be careful with lavender scents.
Okay. And we'll say your most favorite, I'm going to say, is something with musk, correct?
I'd say oud. There's so many different ways to do oud that go with it. I mean, pomegranate oud, tobacco oud, mint oud. I mean, oud goes, there's so many different ways to do oud. It's so versatile, but musk isn't quite as versatile. It's kind of its own thing. So I would say oud. If it's not oud, it's tobacco.
Okay. All right. Well, you have survived the speed round hot seat. Congratulations. And we have 2 questions we always finish with.
I did it.
You did it. Number 1, who do you want to see in the hot seat?
I want to see. I don't know if he'll do it yet, but Jay Cruz, Healthy Bearded, he's been doing these Instagram lives, and he's such a positive, upbeat, outgoing person. He has this personality that's contagious. He might be the 3rd content creator on Faithfully Bearded. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's just he's super contagious and amazing with what he's doing on Instagram right now, and he's on a super cool weight loss journey.
Okay.
And going through my weight loss journey when I lost 85 pounds, to see the progress he's making and the motivation he has behind it is just super inspiring for anybody. So he's definitely an inspiration. I'd love to hear more about his story.
Okay. And number 2, for asking for criticism or feedback, what if there's anything I could add or change to open the door, what would it be?
Cut out the freaking echo, man. Like, that echo was just ridiculous to get things started. And I mean, remember the 80-20 rule. Don't bring people on that love to talk, because then you sit there not getting any talking, and then like next thing you know, it's been an hour and 46 minutes and people are still like hanging out and everything, but you haven't even got your 20% in yet. So now we have to go for a little bit longer so you can equal out the 20%.
Well, this is the opportunity where you can ask me questions and put me in the speed round hot seat. Cedric from Beard Justice added it to the channel, so we can.
Good. Let's go. Question number 1: are you going to let your beard grow back out, or are you keeping it short?
I'm letting it go.
Question number 2: how long do you actually think Mandy will let you go with the mullet?
She has to. She agreed to it on camera.
Okay, so it's a legal binding contract. Got it.
It was a handshake. It was a handshake.
Question number 3: how many times in your life have you actually shaven your legs?
1.
Oh, see, I knew it. I feel like almost every guy has attempted to shave their legs at one point or another.
I did it at the beach. I was drunk. I can't lie, but I did it.
Okay. When are we going to see a live stream drum session?
Well, I did say when I reach 10,000 subscribers, but I really don't think that's ever going to happen because I'm still sitting at under 4,000, almost 2 years since. But put it to the public.
Put it to the public, okay.
Let's just put it this way. My in-laws are going to be going away next weekend. If Mandy lets me, I may be able to do it next weekend.
Boom. See, we're accomplishing things here, guys. We're accomplishing things here. Okay, so question number, I don't know what number we're on. Coke
4.
or Pepsi for you?
Coca-Cola, 100%.
Windows or Apple?
I've never owned an Apple computer, so Apple phone.
Apple phone, okay. Are you getting the iPhone 12?
I had the 11 Pro Max, and I just signed the deal to get it.
Right. Thick crust or thin crust pizza?
I got to say thin. I like both. But
Crunchy thin or like soft thin?
Either or.
Let's see. Seafood or Chinese?
Chinese.
Tattoo Tattoo or piercings on yourself? What would you rather have?
Tattoos, they last forever.
So the piercings.
Nah, not if you take them out. Like
Well,
I
don't
did.
take them out and they'll last forever. Come on.
Bless you, dear. I took them out. I did.
Favorite scent profile?
1912.
No, scent profile. Like
Oh.
smoke?
Oh, it's a cedar or tobacco, either or.
Oh, so you probably like cedar and tobacco from Damn Yankee.
That I'm the proud owner of a 4-ounce bottle over there.
There you go. I was actually checking that out and I almost
It's
did it.
really
but
good.
it's
That's
like-
something
it's like-
you'd like. You'd really like it.
That's what.
You muted yourself.
Ice cream or cake?
Ice cream.
Ice cream with cake?
That's Mandy.
Yeah, so I'm the type that I'll take the cake and a bowl of ice cream. I'll put cake in the bowl and then ice cream on top, and then I take a fork and I mash it all together.
Yep.
So where it's like a cake shake. Oh, so good.
Oh yeah, that is really good. Mandy's brother eats a cake and pours milk on it. Same thing, I guess.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
He does it a lot.
All right, congratulations, Scott. You've passed the speed round. Who would you like to see on the show sometime? And what could I do to improve as a guest on people's shows?
What? I would like to see. I'm thinking about this. I get to pick who I want to come in here.
Like who's on next week?
Nobody. Next week.
Oh yeah,
we're-
next week is your solo show.
We are
Oh,
doing
yeah, that's
an
gonna be great.
old-fashioned, old-school live stream, and I have 2 giveaways already lined up. I'm looking to get 3 more if I can. If not, I'm not. But we're doing an old-school live stream. We got a damn Yankee giveaway. We got a defined giveaway. I may have one. I may be giving away myself if I can get it. I'm not sure, but I'm looking to see if any company wants to do a giveaway next week. You don't have to. But I want to see Scuba James in the hot seat. That's what I want to see. You all know
Yeah.
who that is.
Yeah,
And,
that guy.
If I could add or change anything to this, I want someone to just reach through the camera and smack me in the head for just, sometimes I say some bad things and, sometimes I need it.
Sometimes we all need a little smacking.
It's true. Bearded Max, okay, we got a Bearded Max giveaway next week too, so that gives me 3. That's
You have a
right.
Mrs. Bluegrass
That's right.
cookie
I forgot.
giveaway.
I do have that. I forgot, Ken. So I will have that one. Mrs. Bluegrass has a cookie giveaway. So that is 3 companies.
I've been trying to figure out how to purchase these cookies, but I can't find the
I know.
website. Everybody
I
keeps
wanna-
talking about them. Everybody keeps getting them, and I can't figure out where I go buy these cookies from.
I want
Like,
to try them myself. I do. Thank you, Ken. I did forget. My mistake.
I
So
feel
we
like
got-
I got to rub a genie and make one of my 3 wishes to have those cookies.
We
you
got
know?
a damn Yankee. We got a Define. We got a Mrs. Bluegrass. We got a Bearded Mac. And I have
What's up,
one
David?
possibly coming on the way. So that's sweet.
All right. Okay, question for you: Brio or Manscaped?
Brio. I can honestly say I like my Brios. I'm thankful they sent them to me. I don't use them a lot, but when I do use them, they work.
So what do you shave your balls with?
A razor.
Oh, ow! Dang, dude.
A razor.
Wow.
I'm a man.
Yeah, I ain't taking a chance of cutting the boys.
Well, it was as Mandy says, and I think you gotta build a callus for it. She will take a pizza that's like burning hot out of the oven and just eat it. And she says, "There's that callus. You gotta earn it." I'm like, "Yeah, you knock yourself out."
Temperature indoors: cold to warm up or warm to cool off? I have no idea what that means. Do you?
Say it one more time.
Cold to warm up or warm to cool off? Yeah, you're as confused as I am. Don't have people text you questions.
No, but my house is like, for the most part, it's always warm in here. So I would like for it to get cool because our house is insulated very well and such. And I would like my house to be cooler. So to get it cooler faster. If I had to answer that question.
Yeah, I would like the house to be like 69 to 72 degrees, whatever season it is, 69 to 72, except for the summer. Then it should be like 74.
So, yeah, I agree with that. Next week, we got a live stream. We got just me. You got me. It's all you get next week. We're doing a live stream. We got Damn Yankee, Bearded Mac, Define, Mrs. Bluegrass's cookies, and I'm waiting for one more giveaway. Got some giveaways coming. An old school, old fashioned live stream. It's been a while. I think it's long overdue. How about you?
Yeah, I think that's definitely long overdue. And if I can plug something real quick, tomorrow night.
Right away.
Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, this just came to fruition. So 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we're having Detroit Grooming Mike on the Faithfully Bearded channel, and he has a bunch of private stock type stuff, whether it be like skateboard decks, hats, products, just a bunch of like one-off things that you'll never be able to get. Well, we're going to auction them off to help raise money for breast cancer awareness. And so that's tomorrow night on the Faithfully Bearded YouTube channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with David, myself, and Detroit Grooming Mike. So come check that out and get yourself some like limited edition Detroit Grooming stuff. Like I think a skateboard deck would be look pretty awesome hanging out back here. Like
Yeah,
a custom...
you're gonna have to have something up there because that belt's gonna be coming to the Magruder Mansion hopefully in the future. I can tell you that.
No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a live stream. You're not gonna want to miss people. Bigger.
I think I could take you and Mandy both at the same time. Like you two's food, I could out eat both of your two's food.
We're gonna find out. It's on. I'm trying to look like a badass. It's not really working for me.
Well, Mandy, I mean, I've already seen you lose to Mandy, so I'm more scared of her than you.
He didn't see anything. He's y'all don't know what he's talking about. I'll be there with a thin wallet. We have to talk about the cookies on the website and look into legality of it. Yeah, very true. Very true. Gentlemen, ladies, I'm going to end it on that note. I want to thank all of you all for tuning in and watching. I think this is the biggest one we've had so far. And before I close it, I want to thank you, Tyson. You know why I'm thanking you for what you did for me recently. Greatly appreciate that. I'm never going to forget it. You helped me achieve my big goal with this. Can't thank you enough, man.
Humans helping humans, man. That's what it's all about. If we continue to help other people around us, whether we like them or not, you keep blessing people, you're going to have a good life. So you are more than welcome. I'm always here, man.
Everybody keep on bearding. And for Tyson's sign out.
Be you, be bearded, and God bless.